hello everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of What You Think, where we are going to be talking about the final episode of season one of Hawkeye. Well, some of us just got fresh off it. Some of us watched it half the cliff notes, the pretty good cliff notes. I think I can say all of us were underwhelmed.
Woo!
That's
Hell
putting
yeah.
it mildly.
I think Jang seemed extra pissed just now, but you are joined here today by
Wow.
Momo, Jang, Mel, Fez, and Eason. And we're gonna be talking, I think, a lot about our negatives, some positives, um, how this ranks compared to Loki, I guess. Maybe we'll talk about our favorite Marvel things and just add a lot of shenanigans, which probably would be more funny than this episode. But shall we begin, my friends, with the series finale? What do we think? Yay!
The fuck was that?
I mean, not to put you on the spot first, but Mel, what did you think of the first 22?
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
bro,
God, everyone.
What the hell?
No, what did you think of the first 22 minutes? Just
I noticed Momo loves to put me on the spot on like the
No,
best
I mean,
time possible.
no, okay. No, I mean that it's fine because, like, let's say I'm not the best planner sometimes, but it's you watch the important bit.
No.
So,
Yeah,
what were your
I
impressions of the first 22 minutes and this ending resolution scene?
I'm honestly not going to lie. I think it's the first time I've watched a last episode and actually not care about how the conclusion's gonna be.
Right.
Yeah, I think it was well, okay, I have to also admit that my Wi-Fi was pretty shit. So it kind of like paused every 5 seconds. Right? It was kind of
Same.
like
That is
ruined the flow.
awful. Oh my.
But yeah, I just felt like it was all right. It wasn't an explosive 22 minutes, but it was all right.
No, I'm laughing because, see, I was under the impression like, oh, the episode comes out at what, 8 o'clock. So, me, Justin, we were planning on like just doing a reaction to it because our money heisting is doing numbers. Woo! I think it's I'm convinced Kelvin Kwa is the secret sauce. No, but this is the comedy episode. No, but here's the thing. I was like, oh, we're gonna watch Hawkeye, seamless, no buffering. But Jang's, just talk about a bit about what happened to your Wi-Fi as well.
No, my Wi-Fi was bad. No, but Momo wanted to
Oh
record
my.
reaction, but he at the same time he wanted surround sound in the dark, so we can't see him, we can't hear him, and there's an echo the whole time. So I was like, oh.
Oh
But-
no.
Yeah, but we gotta watch it.
And then
At least
eventually,
we done it.
his Wi-Fi
Yeah.
was so shit that we just kind of put him in the Zoom waiting room. So just me and Eason watching.
Yeah, just be a
Which-
Momo.
I'd say we had fun. I enjoyed it. But we were both just being like, "Where's Spider-Man? Where's Spider-Man?" And
I
he
know,
never did
right?
show up. But yeah,
I'm
Fez,
so pissed, man.
what did you think of this episode?
You know, guys, I wake up at 8 a.m. to watch it. Honestly, it was worth waking up at 8 a.m. for WandaVision, Loki, and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Those shows are worth waking up 8 a.m. for. But this show. Oh. This is the most underwhelming show. I will get, it's underwhelming. I'll get to
Spoil
my-
it. Just spoil it. Let's go. Let's just go for it.
go
What,
to the
what do you not like?
negatives. What
Why
I
do
don't
you not
like,
like?
everything. Okay. I'm kidding. I'm very curious to hear Mel and Eason's response because I'm aware you guys haven't watched Daredevil and Kingpin appears in the episode. So I'm not gonna lie, if I haven't watched Daredevil, I wouldn't have felt the impact or the hype when he first came. So I'm curious to know for Eason and Mel, what was it like watching Kingpin? Were you lost? Were you interested? Like, you're muted.
I am very confused. I was like,
Confused?
when I heard Jang was like, oh, Kingpin's here, Kingpin's here, I was like, who that?
Who this?
Who this? It's the same.
And-
It's a random bad guy appears. Oh, very nice.
I love how you're very
Right.
nice. But who is he?
I am just as confused. I have been confused as to who Kingpin is from the very beginning. So everyone here has been talking about Kingpin since episode 1, and I'm like, yeah, I'll nod my head and just like understand, because I'm like, I'll eventually get it right by the last episode. Last episode came 22 minutes in. I'm like, wait, what's going on? I'm really sorry. I'm
The only
such a
Kingpin I
bad
know.
co-host.
I think the only Kingpin I know is from the animated Spider-Man series.
Spider-Man,
It's-
yeah, that
yeah,
was
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse,
That's the only time I
Oh.
know Kingpin, and he was like the animated person with the very square face. And now
Yeah.
I was like, this guy face is rounder than I expected. I was like, it's supposed to be square, but it's not.
Okay. So you
I do
guys
have
were
a-
like
yeah.
lost. You guys were basically lost, and you couldn't enjoy it with how like people knew it.
I think
right?
my first impression is he's pretty OP though. Like he has such a buff
pretty
figure, but not in the Captain America figure. He's like a fat, but okay, he's not fat. He is big in size, and he's able to tank all the physical harm all by
Mm.
himself. And I'm quite surprised by that as a newcomer. I
mean,
thought
he
it's gonna be
kills-
dead.
He kills Spider-Man in Spider-Verse, so. But
Oh,
that's
damn.
the thing.
Oh yeah.
For
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
Jang and Fez, we know how violent he can be in the Daredevil TV show. So I'm curious, Ethan and Mel, did you find him? This is the keyword, menacing, especially in the beginning. Seen him with Kazi, I believe, or as I call him, Discount Jon Snow. Did you guys find that scene menacing in the beginning? Ethan, did you find him like, oh, this guy is to be feared, not like, why is he wearing a Hawaiian shirt? I'm just curious.
I think when he first came, even this prior to this episode, like the recording, I already think like, okay, this guy must be like something that you need to be afraid of, because he looks big and like he looks tank, but it's more buffer than I thought and more bigger in size than I thought. And I personally, I got a feeling that he's quite a big deal character, and I don't think he's gonna die easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you think
Yeah.
he's a big deal. The question is, was he scary? Were you scared of him? Was he a
No,
force to
not
be reckoned
really.
with? No. Uh-huh.
I feel like because he doesn't represent the typical, like the archetype of what like a menacing character would be in a typical Marvel universe. I just felt like a lot of like the bad guys here, they just seem like ordinary people, like an uncle
Yeah.
you'd meet on the street. So it didn't come across as menacing
Uncle
in my
Jimmy.
opinion personally. Yeah, but I do agree with Ethan. He did give like a hi, I'm an important character, so please remember me. But I wasn't scared necessarily.
Yeah, but I think it's more emotional as well, like as a villain. Like he's like oh Maya, I love you. Then I was
Vanessa.
like, oh,
Don't turn back on family, Vanessa.
I
Maya.
was like,
You
oh, that's
embarrassed me
nice.
in front of Vanessa.
No, but and now we're gonna move to Jang, who I think is the biggest Daredevil fan here. Tell us how they botched Kingpin.
I know.
Yeah,
No, as you
disappointment.
as you can see from Ethan and Mel who don't know him, they made him an idiot.
Oh,
what's
no.
happened to him? He's in the Daredevil series. He's just for Daredevil. He's beheaded a guy with a door. He's beat people senseless. He's like, when you see him come, you're like,
Panic.
oh,
Yeah.
he's
Murdoch
coming.
panic. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like especially like even when he delivers lines in that here not
Yeah.
really, but when he delivers lines in Daredevil, you're like, oh,
So much power,
my.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in this one he's just an idiot in a Hawaiian shirt just running around like lol. What it's like
Oh no.
yeah, that was like that's really what I hate about this episode. They really destroyed him. And like at first I wanted like a cameo from Daredevil or like some mention from Daredevil, but I'm happy that he's got nothing to do with this.
They did not massacre my boy.
Yeah, they didn't massacre my boy. So like why did they do
This
Kingpin?
episode really dropped the ball for you, didn't it? Like you actually I think the most out of everyone here. You actually enjoyed the series for the
Yeah,
most
and
part.
like I thought like maybe like in those scenes like they'll explain like how he's linked into the MCU, like maybe like I don't know, during the blip he survived and because of that he's been taking over, or like how he because in the Daredevil series there's no mention of Maya. So like we need to know
Yeah.
how they're connected. I want to
Yeah.
know. But they don't tell you anything. They're just there like, oh, he's just there like, oh, you owe me money. like what are you doing? So like,
Oh,
then yeah, cannot.
For Fez, what was
Yes.
the worst aspect of this episode for you?
Where do I begin? I have like notes on
In
how bad this episode is. Number one,
oh
every
god.
character in this series had no depth compared to the other Marvel TV show we had. There were so many opportunities to show how Clint felt guilty of Nat's death, and that scene would have been more impactful when he said we have to find a way to live with Nat's death. But it was not impactful
Ooh,
because
no,
of
that was good.
awful
That was
writing.
good, Love.
Oh,
That was good, Love.
like there was also the opportunity, that last scene with Kate and Clint, to see how they've grown and have that emotional relation, like that emotional connection. But no, it was a joke. I,
Yes,
they just
Queen.
they just spent they just spent so much time with them, and like you just spend so much time with the characters, and then we see nothing, and it's nothing. We see nothing different from when he was in the MCU to now. And also, look, just because you don't have high stakes doesn't mean you can't make a good show. Okay, I just finished watching from the Spider-Man marathon, Spider-Man Homecoming. Look,
Oh, that's a good movie.
the stakes were not high, okay? The
Yeah.
stakes are similar to Hawkeye. They are not high. But you know why it's still a good movie? Because of great writing. You don't have to have a high level Avengers threat storyline just to have a good episode. So if Spider-Man can do it, then a 6 episode Hawkeye can do it too. Okay? Also, I don't like how Jack was really a random character in this movie. He was just there for
Oh.
story. He was just there for storyline convenience. And here we all are, we're like predicting: is he the villain? Is he not the villain?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my
Poor
God.
writing. He was just there for comedic timing or there for storyline convenience, being, oh, is he the villain? Is he not the villain? I don't know what they wanted to achieve with that character. And yeah, so what? And like, okay, and my last ranting point is the tone in this episode was so off. Like when Kate and Yelena's like interaction was cool. I liked it when they complimented each other. But then sometimes it just ruins the tone. And then when the cosplay people came to fight, they're like, I don't know, like when they just were in their
Aiyo, yeah.
costume and they're like, it's time to fight. When they mean fight, save the civilians, I'm like, okay, that was the cringe and that was the lowest of Marvel. I'm sorry. I don't care about them. And also the end of credit scene. I don't know if you guys will have a mixed reaction.
Save the city. I love it.
Hated it. I hated it
Same.
so much. It's cute, but what was the purpose? Yeah, that's the end of my TED talk. How disappointing Hawkeye is.
Wow. Okay, I think we found our snippet. Okay, thank you all for joining us. No, but in all honesty, okay. Here's one thing. I say the weakest thing for me in this whole episode was the mom, Kate Bishop, and the mom. Like that relationship is really shit. I mean, the storyline, like the whole, there's no, actually everything you just said. So I'm not gonna top it. There's no depth. There's nothing to it. It's all surface level, gobbly goo. And just the part like, oh, mom, I'm gonna send you to jail. Is that what heroes do? I'm like, what is going on? But see, your hatred, I'm gonna counter that with some love, which is the moral of West Side Story, if you will. Love triumphs over hate. I thought this episode was a lot of fun. I had a good time. It was all right.
Fun.
I'll say one thing. The action scenes were pretty good for the most part. They were quite fun. I mean, I was waiting like Spider-Man. Spider-Man? Where's the Spider-Man?
Where he?
No,
No,
because
he
literally,
know here.
no, it makes so much sense because he's literally swinging around during Christmas. You could see the Rockefeller Center. He should have showed up. But that the thing is, I don't know what the rights are because Sony owns 100% of the rights to Spider-Man. So I don't know how it works with a TV show, but whatever. Okay, he didn't show up, fine. But the action scenes were kind of cute. And then I remember halfway thinking like, oh wait, why are they just charging at a bunch of people shooting arrows at you? But then like Eason reminded me, oh yeah, the guns all got trapped. But I'm like, it doesn't seem very smart to go charge at them. It's kind of dumb, you know? Like you don't walk straight into someone shooting bows and arrows at you. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? I don't know. And why were there so many bros? Right? Oh wait, I'm supposed to
Man.
be talking about the positives.
They are bros, man. They are bros. Bros, man.
No.
What you expect?
I'll say I really like Jack's character. I thought he's a lot of fun. Like I just see him and I smile because I'm reminded of Better Call Saul. And I think what they did the whole like, oh, is he bad? Is he good? And he's just like this overly charismatic guy who smiles a lot and is good with a sword. That's kind of fun. It's cool. But I'll say for me, the highlight of this episode again is Florence Pew 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 Pew, reprising her role again as Yelena. One, her action scenes and her general just back and forth with Haley Steinfeld is like peak. I could watch the scene in the lift. I could watch like a whole series of that. I want Florence Pugh to have a trilogy. I want her to be in the Spider-Man movies. I want her to be in the Avengers. I want her everywhere. She's the latest Marvel star, if you will. And I thought the scene with Hawkeye at the end, I don't know, I really was touched by that. I was getting emotional at the end. I was like, oh, this is kind of sweet. You know, if it makes sense, the parallels of another Black Widow. Oh no, I had a really good idea about the when it came to parallels, but I seem to have lost my train of thought. But I don't know. I thought that conclusion and that catharsis just worked really well for me. I was like getting teary eyed a bit. I was like, no, I didn't get like I didn't actually like cry, but I was like, oh, this is nice. I remember thinking to myself. And my third shout out and only one is to Alaqua Cox again as Echo. I thought she was great. Like the women of the show, Florence Pugh and Alaqua Cox as Echo. Yeah, like the scene where she's fighting Jon Snow Light. I felt her emotion there, and she's really good with the physicality. I can feel her hurt, her pain, and all that. So yeah, that's about it, honestly, for this show. Does anyone have any other positives they'd like to add on?
The trick arrows were pretty fun, I guess.
Yeah. I like the part like where Haley Steinfeld was like so and combine all the arrows that flick. Oh, I didn't expect that coming. I was like, oh shit, it's a good thing. Good flick though.
Oh yeah,
that's
that
my favorite
flick.
scene.
Oh,
I was
my
like,
God.
I was like, it happened. It's just. Then I was like, yo, that's sick. Not gonna
No,
lie.
but that's another sad thing I have to say. Like for Kingpin, that pin has a story. There's a very
There's
long
a-
story
It's a
behind that
dark
pin,
story
and she just
also.
flicked it into.
We'll be like, okay, lah, why not? Whoops.
Yeah,
All gone.
so like,
But so no one enjoyed this episode. I give it a 7. I give it a
I'm
nice
sorry,
7. Ethan, how
I
about you?
would give it a rating if I watched more than 22 minutes.
Okay, so
I'm really sorry about this.
How are the first 22 minutes of the episode for you? Rating wise, if you had to give a numerical score.
Laggy, but I would say 6.5, 7.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Ethan, how about you out of 10?
Like 6.5.
Okay.
No, actually 7. I think the fighting scenes really make it up, but the story plot wise, it kind of dragged it down by a lot.
Yeah.
But I'll still give credit to the fight scenes. Pretty cool.
Fez, how about you?
5.5. Like, okay.
Saya bagi Hawkeye 5.5.
Betul.
Sila masukkan wang dalam mesin ini. Thank you for
Okay,
shopping
look,
at Aeon.
to be fair, like agreeing with Momo, I think Florence Pugh's acting was really good. Also, Haley Steinfeld's acting as Kate, seeing her not mature and accepting like it's just seeing her how being mature in the mess and not being childish. It was quite nice to see that, but that doesn't make me like the whole episode.
Would you guys find me like, because I feel like with Hawkeye, like I'm kind of intimidated to give my opinion on it, because admittedly I just don't think I was as invested in this show, mainly because maybe I don't have that much interest in Hawkeye himself or Kingpin, whoever. But would it be crazy to say that I still feel like this show almost kind of feels like a YN kind of show, like as if like YN isn't like you insert like like an original character, like one of those fanfic feels, where the fans just create their own story to, and
I like how
they
the
add
ladies
in like
know all about fanfics. Sorry, enlighten for the lads. We have no idea.
So you have like you add an original character, or you add like a reader insert into this universe, and you just make a whole fanfic based on the characters on that universe with an original character or you in that universe. this show kind of feels like that for me personally, mainly because I just feel like everything with Kate just feels too good to be true. Like she's almost there just to, I don't know, everything about her is just too convenient, you know, like immediately she just can't fight, and she's immediately like really helpful to Hawkeye, and she's just caught up in this entire world of like Hawkeye and his story, when I just feel like maybe we could have just had Hawkeye himself be more of the star of the show, and then
Florence Pugh.
have the Florence Pugh, because I feel like that was the main issue, and that was what was foreshadowed at the end of Black Widow. It was going to be that whole fight, that entire tension between the tension between Florence Pugh and Clint Barton. But instead, I just felt like this entire show was just like, let's watch Haley Steinfeld. As great of an actress she is, I love her, but you know, it's just in terms of the writing, it just felt like it was all based on her, conveniently around her. And by the way, we have Clint. So I'm like, I felt like that's why it took away, like it kind of lightened the emotional impact this show could have had for me. I would have liked to see this more in the eyes of Clint, in my opinion. I didn't really want to see another character that in the height of it all. Like I just feel like I don't really care for like the new character. I want closure between like Hawkeye himself and past, like more about him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's why when it led to the conclusion, I just felt like, I don't know, that conclusion just felt like, oh, let's just conveniently wrap this up. But after all that pent up like need for vengeance that Florence Pugh felt, and then it just ended up with a, how did you know that whistle? I truce, bro. And you know, it's just like a bit too convenient. Everything about this is too convenient. It was sweet. I do understand, like, you know, she's just hurt. Maybe she didn't actually want to kill him. She just needed to take her anger or hurt out on someone or something for closure that she never had. But I don't know. Everything about the show just felt a little too convenient for me. I guess that's what I'm trying to say generally. I guess one more thing, it's just that we know Black Widow has been dead now for like a few years, right?
Yeah.
So when we had that emotional ending, like, oh, Natasha's gone, we just have to live with that. I'm kind of like, as a reader, I'm not a reader, as a watcher, I'm just kind of like, I've been living with this for a while now. I think I'm okay. I kind of came a bit too late, in my opinion. I don't know. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
I'm gonna wiggle my stuff right after this because Mel actually reminded me of why the parallels, if you will. So Florence Pugh, like Yelena, was driven by this vengeance, very much like Ronin was, right? In Endgame, vengeance and not knowing what to do. But see, okay, the thing is, it doesn't work as well because 1 minute Florence Pugh is like laughing, the other minute she's like, "I'm gonna kill you, you bitch." That's how it went. No, but Ronin in Endgame, why Endgame is a magnificent film. I still think Endgame is a bit better than No Way Home, just a little smidge, tiny bit. No, because Hawkeye is such a broken character when he goes ham at the Japanese Yakuza thing, and Black Widow comes and saves him through love, friendship, all that kind of beautiful stuff, which I think they were trying to parallel here. You know, something about Yelena, if anything, really just needed a friend. But I think Mel hit the nail on the head. It just wasn't developed enough, or they didn't go. They wanted to have their cake and eat it, right? They're like, we want to make this fun Christmas show, but at the same time also let's delve deep and dark, which you can balance the tones, but like just everything just turned out to be ineffective in the end, I guess, which is quite sad. But yeah, sorry, Fez.
I just want to add, because Mel made a really good point. Like the whole point, I mean, the reason why I like these Marvel TV shows is that we're supposed to know more about the character. And if anything, we're supposed to understand and like the character more than we have ever done when they were in the MCU. And the fact that this show did none of that for Hawkeye. He's still the same. And just it just made me not like him like as much as I wanted to, compared to the other shows like WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. This show just did nothing to turn Hawkeye as a character around, or any more depth to make the audience like him more. And that's a missed opportunity. And that's the whole point of these Marvel shows, is to make us understand the character more. And the fact that they just did absolutely nothing except make it a fun heist episode for all of it, to be honest, is just really, really disappointing.
Yeah, it's just like why? Like they didn't even expand on the wider MCU. Not that there's like how Kingpin was connected, or like maybe what's gonna happen to Kate now because now the mother's in jail. Like they don't tell us anything about like what's gonna happen next, or explain like how this is connected, or yeah like Fred said, they did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like Hawkeye has always been a background character, almost like a main background character. And it's just interesting how he's also the main background character assert in his very own show. So I just hope that this is not the way how Hawkeye is gonna go out for us. Like this, I hope this isn't the last of him that we'll see, because if it is, it's like not the best last appearance of Hawkeye, in my opinion.
Yep. You have the
No, I
floor.
did. Yeah, I just wanted to. Sorry, I just want to add quickly for Ethan. But yeah, Mel brought a really good point again. Like, yeah, the whole point of this show is that Hawkeye isn't the background character. The whole point of this show is that he is not the background character. He had all this time to shine to make him the main character and add more depth. But the fact that he did nothing and he's still a background character is just disappointing.
I think for the part where Maya and the whole tracksuit guy's story, like how did her father die? Like they didn't really explain everything. They just kind of like put it aside. They're like, oh, what happened? Then they didn't clarify anything. So there's like mystery is not solved, and then she just happened to kill the guy, and I was like confused until now. I was like, so is he the one that killed the guy, or is Kingpin, or is it like everyone? Like there's no like backstory reviews, and I feel like it's quite they're like rushing it, trying to put everything together. It's like the meme where like God puts a bit of this, put a bit of that, and whoops, pours everything together when they are being given giving a short budget to make it happen. Then they're like, okay, let's make it. And I feel quite funny. I feel like it's quite funny is where they have the Avengers theme thing with the LARPs.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bit funny, but I think they kind of rushed everything that part too. I think it's a bit sad that they are like throwing all together into such a rushed. They could have put it, let's say, 2 episodes, and it's really good. Like, but they chose to rush everything in this episode. I think it's a bit sad that they did that, and so such a rush, man. I don't know why they're rushing.
Wait, just everyone unmute yourselves. Are we giving this a thumbs up or a thumbs down? I'm gonna give it like a thumbs in between middle and up, somewhere there. Like, what do you guys think? Down or up for the show as a whole? Fez has a thumb down.
Yep.
Ethan, thumbs up, I think.
I think it's like a thumbs down for me.
Thumbs
Personally.
down.
I don't really. I feel like it's too rushed. The ending really gives a bad. First of all, Spider-Man didn't appear. I was really pissed. I'm still buttered by that. All the sign is there, and like it's like, man, it's like the feeling when it's the feeling when you think your crush is gonna like you. All signs point at that, and be like, oh, we're just friends. Oh, so sad. And I was like, I was so disappointed, and I was like, oh man, if he happened, hallelujah, I'll give it a good.
I'd say like in the middle, like
up or down, up or down, up or down, up or down.
I can't. Okay, like in the middle, but like
more
maybe
down.
a bit more down.
Thumbs down. Boom. So Fez was a thumbs down, I believe, just now, right? Your hand is raised. Oh, you just nodded yes.
No, I wanted to say because Ethan really wanted a spy. I mean, I think a lot of us really want.
I think everybody wants Spider-Man.
But I mean, I do too. But in a way, I'm glad it didn't, because if it was Spider-Man, then like in a way, Spider-Man would have just stole the show, and like everyone will focus on Spider-Man, where it's supposed to be.
And then we miss everything
Hawkeye.
bad about the show. It's like, it's like a car that's broken, and then you give it like a new paint job.
Yeah, it's like in a way, it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys heard this, but Doctor Strange was supposed to have a cameo at the end of WandaVision. So in a way, I'm glad that didn't happen, because then the focal point was on Wanda. So in the same way for this, as much as it would have been cool, yeah, I'm glad they kind of didn't do it at the same.
Jang, round us off. Up or down again?
Nah, they fucked up Kingpin. They're down. No, like yeah, no, they really like as a Daredevil fan, they really did not do it justice, and like they didn't expand or anything. It's just they're trying to wrap up all these different storylines that they had going with Maya, with Jack, with the mother, with the Yelena. Like there's so many things to wrap up, and then they spend
Yeah.
time with laughers. Just with a bunch of laughers running around. I'm just like, why? You got so many things to end, and like yeah, and even if we did get a Spider-Man cameo, like I wouldn't mind it, like maybe like when Maya was sorry Mel, I was spoiling it, but but when she when she's gonna
Kingpin?
when they did, yeah, when they're gonna
Oh, the fake
shoot
out, the fake out.
Kingpin, yeah, the fake out, it would have been nice to see like Spider-Man, like he didn't need to even appear, just see like a web like
Oh,
pull the gun
just
away
hear
or
the
something.
thwip. Hey, it's not
Do it,
Mm.
cool.
yeah, that's it. That's all they need to do. They don't even need to do a whole scene with Tom Holland. Like, hey guys, no, just like that. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Or like even with Daredevil, they don't even need to show him. They even if like Kingpin
Mention.
is like, yeah, I fought this guy or something like,
A
I
blind
don't know,
lawyer.
a blind lawyer. Yeah, but like if just a, I don't need much. I just need a little sprinkle, and they couldn't even give that. So
You,
like,
you know
no.
how Mel and Fez alluded to fanfic? Here's a fanfiction for you. Maya is about to shoot Kingpin, then you just, hey man, hey, don't do that. That's not cool. Killing people. I was about to kill a guy who killed my aunt, but an older man stopped me. Woo! So killing is bad. Vengeance, that sort of thing. Bye. Flip.
You know what? You know what sort of fanfic we're expecting?
Don't.
Yelena and Hawkeye together becoming a dynamic duo. They'll be like, "You, let's." I hope she shows up at Christmas, man. Like so,
You
like
know,
she takes over
yes.
the role of
Yeah.
Natasha. I was waiting for that, man. Again, it didn't happen. Ah! I gotta shut down.
Are you
sorry.
okay?
I'm not
Okay,
okay.
bro, you
I am
okay?
fine. I am fine. I feel so sad. I was so buttered by that. I was like, where is Elena? She just poof. She just sat
No,
and then went
so
away.
no.
Where's she?
You know, the thing is, it would have made so much sense if she did come to the farm at the end, because it would have been like a nice thing, like, oh, Natasha, like, you know, this whole thing about relationships and that sort of thing, like Hawkeye extending that bit of love to Yelena, right? Like, oh, you lost your sister, come and join us. We knew your sister. Let's all bond over knowing your sister. Just kind of weird that I put it that way, but no, it would have made so much sense for Yelena to come to the Christmas party at the end, right? Isn't that the whole spirit
Yeah.
of it? It would have made so much sense, but another
No, and
missed
it's not even
opportunity.
hard to do. It's just like
No,
just come.
I honestly thought like Kate Bishop could have been like, "Hey, if you're not doing anything for Christmas, come lah." Like just, and then she just shows up, "Hey," and like
Yeah, or
who's,
something. Yeah,
and who's like,
exactly.
who's, oh, and then you can have the sister Hawkeye's wife go like, "Oh, Yelena, Natasha's sister. She's talked so much about you." Then she just starts crying. There you go. My God,
Yeah,
that would have been so nice, wouldn't it? Like,
that would have been.
and then she could like look through the pictures, because in Age of Ultron, the
Yeah.
farm scene, it always stood out to me like that Natasha knows these kids. She's been around the farm like a billion times. So just imagine like Florence Pugh looking at a picture of Natasha with
And the kids can
Hawkeye's
talk about
family.
her.
Ah,
Yeah, the kids
Auntie
can talk
Nat,
about her.
what's your name? Auntie, what's her name? Yell? Auntie Ball?
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
they? What do we call Yelena? Auntie Yell? Auntie Aina? Oh, that sounds wrong. Auntie Aina. Do we have a name for her? Nah, but I think on that note, we should wrap up this discussion of Hawkeye, which you all kind of give us. I'll give it like a thumbs up. I said, fun show, cute show. I wasn't expecting much. Didn't give me much. Cutesy vibe, enjoyable enough. I smiled. I had a good time. But I just want to pivot to just one thing to wrap up, because we are finishing the year. This is the end. We've had a good year, I think. Like, we did this in June. Now December.
Wow.
That's
Right.
crazy.
Whoa.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
That's
Just
crazy.
put that in perspective.
Oh,
And I'm going to put on my LinkedIn profile or resume, we have increased our audience by 400%.
Woo!
let's go.
Woo.
Because if you think about it,
Yay!
from one
Yes.
person to 41, I'm not lying, am I? We've
Yeah.
No, that was before.
He's not lying.
Easy.
Lying.
Not.
I
Quick
think
maths.
1 to 10 would be, no, it would be 4,000% actually. Oh shit, no, it's even our audience has grown exponentially at a rate even faster than Bitcoin. So I just want to say, in the spirit of the holidays, thank you all for, I guess, joining us on this journey. But before we end it, I do have another. Let me re-pivot because I pivoted from my pivot.
Mhm.
We had all the I digress. What do I like to say? What is it? I say that a lot, right? What
You
is it?
say
What
that
is
a
it? What is
lot.
it?
Yeah, you do.
Wow, wow, I give you all thanks and you come for the attack. No, but let's
This show should have been called "What Is It" rather than
what is it? Funny, comedy. Wow. What? No, but let's wrap it up with the Marvel. What was our worst thing we've seen from Marvel this year? It can be a moment, it can be a show as a whole, it
Oh,
can
I
be
think we all know the
anything.
answer.
No, but
We all know.
if you just say you can say what if, but you can choose a moment that just make you go like, what the fuck did I just watch? Even the end credit scene of Hawkeye, you can do that. And then we're also gonna pick our favorite Marvel thing of the year. Might be Spider-Man, might be Loki, who knows? But who wants to go first on the worst thing they've seen this year from Marvel Studios?
It's hard. I'm actually scanning through every
Yeah,
episode from
same.
What If right now.
No,
Is there a
okay, but
moment that where you just go like gag, like what the fuck am I watching?
There's probably gonna be an episode I disliked more than this one from What If, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just say episode 1 because that was the start of
Oh,
the end for me.
it's the
Oh.
start of something new.
But yeah,
So...
with the whole Captain Carter and just like the way how her character was written, I just did not enjoy that, and that was the start of the end for me for that entire show. Yeah.
Womp womp.
For me, it would be also what if Thor was the only child episode.
Oh,
I think
forgot
that one really killed it. That was really, you're watching Disney Channel type show. I just really cannot with that episode.
There was
That
no
was the
hope.
worst. There was no hope.
There was no hope.
Oh no. Oh no. Why did you remind me of that? Yes, there was no hope with that show.
Oh no, I just realized you were talking about Hope Van Dyne. I didn't even know. Oh my god. Hope!
No, I thought you did.
I was oh. Okay, so we have two from What If. Jang, will it be something from What If for you?
actually, it was this episode.
Oh.
Jeez.
Oh.
No, because for what if it was
Oh.
all like it's all right, like a new character came in. I was like, okay, I don't really like this guy. But then like Kingpin was a masterpiece from Daredevil, and then you just like he was amazing, and then you just watch it like it's like having like a nice glass bowl or something, and then you just
Oh no.
So, like,
smash the glass bowl in your face. Like
no, like with what if it's like some glass bowl comes in and you're just like, oh, this kind of shit. But then like with him, he's like one of the best ones on the shelf, and then they just take it like, I'm like,
Oh no.
so like as much as what if has done to us, like it's not as bad as what they've done to Kingpin. So,
Oh.
yeah, this
Mhm.
episode for me.
Wow. Okay, Ethan, what was something you hated from Marvel this year? I don't think you saw What If, so it has to come from the movies or TV show. Are you gonna go
I
for this
think
episode as well?
I think I'll go for like this episode. I think I'm not really impressed by the storyline works. It's like okay, based on Jang's like description, it's like when you're in a hurry, when you're being given a task. Let's say when you're doing an exam, you have, let's say, a drawing exam. You drew everything really well. You can see all the detail, and suddenly you have like 1 minute to submit. You're like, and then it's just like zero at the end. And they're like, okay, good enough, submit it. So like that's how I feel about the plot. Like they build it up. It's okay. Like the suspense is like, okay, is job good, bad, good, not bad. But it just, I'm here to help people. Hiya! That's it. That's it. Nothing. So I was like, very disappointed about that. So yeah, that's my disappointed series.
For me, I would say I hate that No Way Home was so good. It made me hate the Rise of Skywalker even more.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Man.
That's
Let's go.
Marvel.
Let's go.
We are
No,
talking
wait.
about Marvel and you bring in the Star Wars. Of course you do. No, but okay, I'd say
Okay, yeah, really.
I think the Watcher is just a horrible character who just
Oh,
annoyed.
God.
Oh,
And I
I forgot
remember,
about
like, I think it
him.
was Mel who said, like, I'm just not feeling it. And I was like, yeah, he seems alright. Well, I'll do my British accent. He's alright, yeah. How he doesn't seem too bad, innit? He seems alright. We don't mind him. But I think it was the episode where he just lets everything loose. I think it was like 6, 7, or 8. He just became so insufferable and annoying that his head. I just don't like his head. It's just the characterization was just so weak that kind of just brought down the whole show. But I was trying to be
So weak.
smart just now. I was like thinking, were there
So
any
weak.
moments from the movies that were so bad? And I was like, not really. I was gonna be like WandaVision's Quicksilver reveal. Not really. That wasn't that bad compared to The Watcher. But let's go back to what we love now. Are we all gonna say No Way Home? Does anyone
No
wanna?
Way Home.
For me, it's like a mixture of No Way Home and WandaVision. I think WandaVision is still, out of all the Marvel shows I've watched this year, WandaVision is still an amazing show. What a unique concept, and what a way to really know more about Wanda and Vision in a unique way. That show for me was really, really good this year. And I just love well, before even the podcast, me, Momo, and Jang, after the episode, we would go on the group chat and we'd be like, "Oh my god, what just happened?" We would have like theories. I love that. It was really fun. But yeah, WandaVision and No Way Home for me.
I really wish I watched WandaVision, but I haven't. But I feel like you would all expect me to say Loki as my favorite. But I feel like looking back at it, it's just I just in general just did not enjoy the fact that Loki found love. So
I found the
um
love for me.
um well, it's like symbolism for how he loves himself. That's like a narcissistic trait that he has. But I guess it just took his character a bit too far out of context, in my opinion. So I just have to say No Way Home. It's
That's
just
why I
like,
was.
yeah, like
I
it
was
touched
literally.
on the
I was
classics.
expecting you to say Loki. I was like, oh, you could have some variety, but No Way Home. Loki was
No
a
Way
good
Home.
show though.
It was
Like
good.
Loki was a good show, but
the same
I
thing
wouldn't
with
pick.
WandaVision.
Yeah, I wouldn't
It's
pick
like
Loki if I didn't see No Way Home.
No Way Home or by
Yeah.
default. No,
Yes.
but I'd say what I love about WandaVision and Loki is that they just kept on. You had to see the next episode. That makes sense. It was like the TV
Yes.
formula
Yes.
done really well, and
Yes.
enough in that
Totally
episode to
agree.
keep you guessing. And just a good show. But Jang and Eason, are we also No Way Homers? No Way Homies.
No Way
Exactly.
Homies.
No Way Homies, where you're at?
Oh my god, that's funny. We're all No Way Homies if we say No Way Home. But are we?
I
No
found my
Home?
way home when I saw that movie.
What?
Shut up.
wholesome quotes 101. I really love it. It's the best.
Yeah, I would. If I actually
Daredevil?
we need to give Loki some love. I mean, like, I did like that series, like
He gets it
like
enough from himself.
no, but then like yeah, Loki, like, it really expanded the whole multiverse. The MCU opened up so much from Loki, and like it just gave us so much and so many possibilities, and that's why it branched off to What If and all these things. So like really we need to give Loki some props, and like how good it was. Like No Way Home is like no question, of course that one is good lah. But like yeah, Loki was another one that was MVP this year. Yeah.
I feel like at the end of the day, like Loki was like, I agree with Jang. Like when you watch like Spider-Man No Way Home and every other thing now, everything's about the multiverse, and you're just like, oh, TVA, right? I just feel like Loki is just that show that you have to watch. It's crucial. So I'd say Loki is, even though it's not my pick for being like one of my favorite, my top show this year from Marvel, and it's No Way Home, but I can't deny that Loki will always have a special place in my heart. So yeah.
I just thought of that and I was like, that's fucking funny, but why did Ethan just blank? Is he just like
He's frozen.
I think I just sent him to the mirror dimension.
He was amazed by your joke. He hated
We
it
lost
so
him.
much that he left.
We actually lost him.
Oh my god, this is a. But I'm sorry for interrupting the Loki. Oh, we got him back. The Loki love just now from Mel and Jung. But how should I say this? Okay, so based on the 4 Disney Plus shows we got, if you only had the choice of watching, you haven't. Okay, Mel, would you rather see Loki season 2 or Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland? Ah.
Why are you gonna put me on the spot again?
No, 'cause okay,
I'm joking.
Because I'm gonna give a different question. Because if you haven't seen WandaVision, I can't be like, would you rather see WandaVision season 2 or would you rather see Loki season 2? I haven't. Ooh, we got
This is hard.
actually, okay. I think then I'll give it to Fez first because I think she might have it easier. WandaVision season 2 or Loki season 2?
Honestly, I think Loki
even
season 2.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Loki season 2, because WandaVision is the perfect mini series. It's only meant to be how many episodes?
Yes.
Was it 10 episodes or 9?
I feel like 8. 10 might be 10. I think it's 9.
It does. It's the perfect beginning and the perfect ending, and it's the perfect it's like that perfect storytelling. You don't really need more than that. So I think, so that's why I would say Loki season 2, because I'm really curious to see Loki grow more from his character. So yeah, Loki season 2.
And they ended on a really good cliffhanger, but
yeah.
Loki or Spider? Tom H or Tom H?
I guess just branching off from our Spider-Man discussion, I just feel like that ending that we had was just it's bittersweet, but it was a good ending. So if I had to choose between that and Loki, I guess I just go with Loki. Same reason as first.
Jang, if you only could see one season 2 from WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, or Loki, which one would you pick?
No, yeah, it's just like what Fez said, like WandaVision, and I think also Falcon and Winter Soldier, they're their own. They exist in a very small pocket in the MCU like overall timeline. So they've told what they need to tell, and we got where we need to go with those small series. So like yeah, definitely Loki, because the possibilities there are endless. It's actually endless. So yeah, I really want to see Loki.
Listen, I'm not sure. I don't think you haven't seen any of the Disney Plus shows, right?
Actually, I did. I watched
Which one?
Loki.
Okay, you saw
and
Loki.
then yeah, that's the one I watched. I haven't watched WandaVision.
What did you think of
so
Loki?
far.
We actually don't know. What did you think? No, actually, I have two questions for you. What did you think of? I almost said hockey.
Hockey.
What did you think of
Hockey?
just like general thoughts on Loki, how it compares to Hawkeye, and what did you think of No Time to Die?
Oh,
that was so funny. Oh my god.
I feel like the No Time to Die movie makes you want to die. I summarized that in one sentence. I think it's bittersweet. It's a bit sad to see him dead. A bit sad to dead, but the character
what?
is...
You just Mel hasn't seen it. Fez.
Huh?
But
wait, they didn't hear anything. Never mind. It's okay. I
don't
think
care, to be honest. I know Momo spoiled it to me in yesterday's episode, so I'm fine.
Oh, it's bittersweet, but I think it's a good way to put it an end. But I think the villain is not really developing.
Yeah, he's shit. Rami Malek is shit in that movie.
He tried his best, man. Like I feel like he tried his best at acting, but the script writing, it's like
it's just not there. But I'm just curious. Like, why did you watch No Time to Die? No, I'm genuinely curious. Like,
no, because I was like, oh, James Bond seems like
because
a cool
look at
movie,
that.
you know, like,
hi, can I get one ticket to No? Yes, No Way Home. You and everyone else. No. And I'm imagining it wasn't you. I'm imagining it's Calvin, because it's just funnier in my head with Calvin going like, let me just, I feel like I'm bullying him a lot. Hi, can I get one ticket to No? And then the usher's like, yes, No Way Home. You and everyone else. No time to die.
like, confused.
No, that's why Calvin even asked me to join them, but I was like, no.
I've seen it on torrent. So it was Calvin. It was Calvin who probably decided. Yes, okay, that it works in my head canon.
Yeah, for me, I was like, oh, okay, why not? Like, because I haven't saw it yet, and like, although I just want to see how interesting it can be, but needless to say, it's a bittersweet. But I think, anyways,
say it one more time and I'll believe you.
It's a bittersweet.
And Mel, to put you on the spot for the final time, did you have you checked out No Time to Die? Because I know you like the James Bond movies.
I do, but I don't actually really have the time now to go. But I do want to watch it because this is his last hurrah, isn't it?
Yes.
Daniel Craig.
But you know what happens in the end? Do you know what
I do.
Yeah.
He dies. Joking. Because No Time to Die. Oh, he did.
He did.
I
No Time to Die
actually
wants me to die.
I actually don't know what happens at the end, so
I'm not gonna switch. We don't spoil it now. I
Yeah,
guess we
we don't.
shouldn't. So
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
We
I think
should.
it's a good movie. If you liked all the other films, you should enjoy this one. It's better than the last one, but not as good as Skyfall, Casino.
Yeah.
I
I think
Skyfall.
Skyfall is a
Yeah.
peak. Like
Nah,
they hit the
Casino
peak
Royale's
that
better.
Yeah, I like
Ew.
Casino too.
but the
No,
song is
because
not
We
bad
had
though.
Adele.
no, because
But
Skyfall.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
my
Adele.
problem with Skyfall is just that it kind of feels very. It's too sad.
Yeah.
No, I mean like what I mean by that, it's an examination of James Bond, but like at the same time, I want to see James Bond doing James Bondy things, not go around being old. But I think it's an exceptionally made film, lah. The relationship with Mom, hello, Mom, is fantastic. But like I just like the sort of James Bond doing cool action things. And see, I guess with that we should wrap it up. See, I told you this would be a fun episode. Well, why are you not entertained, my friends?
I am
No,
entertained.
nobody
I am
question you.
entertained.
No one question
Don't question
you.
it.
Nobody
Question it.
nobody
We're
questioned
impressed.
your wisdom, but I know it's not
Oh,
Thanksgiving, but
yes.
this is very good. Like in the sense that this is the final episode for the year. A huge thank you to Mel, Jang, and Fez initially for coming on. We have how many episodes? And don't actually tell us, on the internet. I kind of got it out, but we have achieved 479 plays.
Wow.
Thank
Wow,
you. That's
that's
great.
It's crazy, isn't it?
400 of them were mine. I'm joking.
Yeah.
No, but we have about what is this?
Wow.
What? That sounded like what? SpongeBob, Patrick.
Sounded like Green Goblin.
we, we we have about
Yo,
like
yo, 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 yo,
28
yo.
episodes, and we've had a phenomenal YouTube reach. I'm just trying to get up, but I can't. But yeah, we had a really good run. So thank you all, like, for joining us, Loki, and just seeing how this expanded. And thank you, Eason, for coming in during Shang-Chi and injecting a bit of life after we watched What If. We really needed that, and it's always
Yeah.
nice to get new perspectives. But what you think? Oh wow! And we have hit 600 views on the Money Heist. Yay!
Congrats.
Oh,
Calvin Kwa
Nice.
secret sauce.
Calvin
Calvin
Kwa,
Kwa saved the
Yeah, but
day.
look at that. We did that all this year. That's crazy.
Wow.
It's
That's,
very
That's
busy.
so many.
that's
we
wow.
have this is more consistency than like I don't know me in
The-
class, I guess. So yeah, I remember that episode we had when I was like, oh, this show is the highlight of my week. I genuinely mean that. It's a lot of
Oh
fun to
yeah, yeah.
actually, and everyone was laughing at me. Well, and I said it, I remember.
Who laughs now?
Oh, why am I getting so sentimental? But yes, thank you all for joining us. And if you're listening, and especially to our Brazilian audience, who comprises of what 30%. I love statistics. It's so fun. Like just that's crazy. We've had 36%, 38% of you are from Brazil.
Oh.
That's crazy. And
Oh,
I don't
That's
even know
nice.
what TT
What's a
player
TT
is.
player? Oh my God.
Exactly.
Exactly. Did they accidentally click
Exactly.
on us or something?
A lot of our audience is female. That's kind of interesting, I think. Malaysia and the US. We don't know anyone in the US, and we have people
We
from
don't know us.
Virginia, thank
Virginia,
you.
Washington, Massachusetts, MIT. Is Ned
Thank
listening
you
to us?
guys.
Panama, Vietnam, Norway, Mauritius,
Australia.
Lithuania, Portugal, Bangladesh, Philippines, Japan, Indonesia, China, Spain. Oh, I'm surprised Australia is this little. Like, wow, we truly are an international podcast. And thank you for spending your time with us, I guess. Please follow us on What You Think Podcast on Instagram, What You Think Pod on Twitter. Find us on YouTube, like our videos and all that good stuff. Comment, blah, blah. Thank you all. And please have a very happy holidays, end of year, that sort of thing. This is Momo signing off for Mel, Fez, Jang, Ethan. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you
Thank you.
guys.
Bye.